So my name's Kurt.
How you going?
This is
Hello.
Scott McLaughlin.
How you going?
We've heard excellent things about. Two-time defending Virgin Australia Supercar champion.
Yep.
What do you think of your experience here and your path towards an IndyCar opportunity?
Look, it's been pretty whirlwind so far from the Sebring test and to this point, and obviously the announcement not long ago to run the Indy GP. So, look, I'm really excited for the opportunity. I've watched IndyCars for a long time. Grew up, in some ways idolising Scotty Dixon, and as I'm from New Zealand, and so for me, Formula One wasn't really it. It was always IndyCar, and obviously I knew Team Penske, who they were, and eventually found myself driving for Team Penske in Australia. I still am, and then found myself in this opportunity. So really privileged, really excited, and hopefully I'll just try and grab it with both hands.
We've had drivers in here from different parts of the world today, and maybe IndyCars aren't a big deal in their country, but it is in Australia, New Zealand. It's a very popular form of, it's not Formula One, but it's certainly an important step. How far back does your interest in IndyCars go?
Look, from the start. From the start, I probably started racing. I was probably my first. I moved to Australia in 2003. I was 9 years old, and then I went to the Surfers Paradise race in 2004, just as a fan watching the supercars. Then eventually watched IndyCar or was Champ Car at the time. And that was just, I just fell in love with the sport and fell in love with the cars. The cars were cool, and eventually, it's just I followed it. I love sport. I watch everything from American football, AFL, IndyCar, NASCAR, everything, and just enjoy it. So, but now I just find myself in this position where I've been able to drive one, and it's certainly been a really cool experience.
And your teammates, you spent some time with them here back at the shop at least.
Yeah.
You expect them to be a big help?
Yeah, absolutely. They've already been a huge help. They all came to Sebring, which was cool. Simon, Will, Joseph, and Rick Mears was there too. I was a bit starstruck by him.
So am I, by the way.
Yeah, I think everyone is. But Will, I knew of Will a little bit, but got closer to him. He's a bit of a weird unit, but we're getting used to him. And then Joseph, he's full on, and then Simon's a great guy as well. They've got tremendous pedigree. Very lucky to have them and look at their data and learn off some of the best, or the best drivers in IndyCar. And I'm just trying to grab that opportunity with both hands.
Okay, we have questions. We'll start here with Joey.
Typically with Team Penske, you don't see the drivers that are in one series get a chance to really delve into another. They're very specific to the series. What was that conversation like with Roger when that moved to go from supercars to pursue this?
I've always, said that I would love to have a crack at something else. My goal was always to win the championship in Bathurst in Australia. I did those, ticked those boxes, and then obviously opportunities arise over time. The conversation between me and Roger was pretty short. It was would you be interested in IndyCar? And I was like, yeah, absolutely. I literally would drive a wheelbarrow with a Team Penske sticker on it. It wouldn't bother me. But I'd race that thing hard, and I'd race anything that comes with the opportunity. So it was pretty quick. It just all happened, and I'm really excited. But yeah, we'll see.
When did those conversations start?
From the start of my time, I've always intended I'd love to get to America one day, potentially, if I've done my goals in Australia. My wife's from America, she's from New York. Whether I've got a great career down under, whatever happens with this, whatever. But eventually I've always said, whether it's now or 30 years down the track, I'd love to finish up here. I promised Carly that we would come back here eventually. So she's not pushing me by any means, but I've always had a passion for American motorsport and certainly would love the opportunity.
How did you meet her?
How did I meet her? Oh, it's a wild story. I met her in Vegas. We'll go from there. Serious. You'll get to know me. No worries. Meet me at the after party, we'll see.
All right, fair enough. Bruce?
What would it take for you to make the full-time jump?
I I don't know. I'm just going to make the most of my opportunities and see what happens. But I'm contracted down in Australia to do the job down there. I'll continue doing that until something else changes if it does.
And also, Tim Cendrick runs, or he plays a major role in your effort. How much does that help the familiarity of coming to this team that you can always have TC to kind of lean on?
Yeah, it's great. I mean, I was with them on the plane on the way down and just chatted about a lot of things and very knowledgeable about a lot of things and you know, obviously seen a lot of drivers come through and out the door and whatever and you know, I just try and feed off everyone in that team. You know, a lot of people have been at Penske for 20 years or something like that. So you know, a lot of good people work for Roger. And I'm just trying to learn off them as much as I can.
Paul Kelly?
A V8 supercar and an IndyCar is so different. Is there anything that translates at all? That when you got into the IndyCar at Sebring, you're like, oh, this is...
It's got a windscreen now. That's about it. Yeah, I think I probably wouldn't like to go from an IndyCar to a supercar. I think lower power in the supercar, less grip. Well, it's got a lot of power, but less grip and not as much brakes, less aero. That'd be tough. I think it's a little bit easier. Not easier, but like it's probably a little bit. Yeah, I don't know the word, but it's the progression. Yeah, natural. Yeah, you just get more grip, more tire, all that sort of stuff. So yeah, I definitely don't mind the way I've gone.
Nathan Brown?
It's still 3 months away, but hearing you talk about how much an IndyCar ride at some point down the line would mean to you, and you have this race opportunity at the GP, how do you manage the pressure of almost feeling like that's an audition in some way for something down the line?
Oh, it's not. For me, I put more pressure on myself than anyone does for me, and certainly will continue to do that. I know it's going to be tough. I'm not by any means coming in going, you know, I'm going to be right there or thereabouts just because I'm in a Penske car or, you know, whatever. I'm fully aware of the challenges. Yeah, look, like I've said all today, and I will continue to do so. The opportunity is what I'm trying to really go for, and we'll see what happens. You know, I'll just learn as much as I can, soak it up like a sponge, and see where we end up.
Steve Footage?
How familiar were you with Team Penske before they went supercar racing?
No, I was absolutely knew a lot of it. Certainly, I was a Scotty Dixon fan. I've said to TC and Roger that I was an avid Scotty Dixon fan. So in some ways, you know, I knew Penske, knew the environment. But yeah, certainly when TC came over to Australia and you know, it all sort of started happening, I contacted him early enough just to say, look, this is, you know, I don't know what you guys are doing, but I'd love to be a part of this one day. 2 years down the track, they contacted me, you know, and it just all sort of happened. But yeah, I've always kept an eye on everything, and yeah, IndyCar's always been a really, you know, a thing that I've always watched.
Was the last time you were in open wheel car Formula 4?
Yep, yeah, 2010. It had no wings or slicks.
Yeah.
How much have you crossed paths with Scott?
Sorry?
How much have you crossed paths with Scott?
A little bit. We text in occasionally, and yeah, I'm a bit of a fan when I'm around him, so I just yeah, see him. But it's going to be pretty weird because I think my pit boxes for Kodo is actually just one in front of him because of the championship order, so I'm probably going to be pretty nervous.
Bruce?
What do you think of the Coda course? I mean, for those of us who've never been to Mount Panorama, it kind of has a little bit of a mini Mount Panorama feel going on.
No, it doesn't. I'm joking.
The elevation
Yeah.
changes.
Yeah, look, I personally, I haven't been. It's really cool turn one. I raced a supercar here in 2013. We did the west track, so we like cut through the middle of the course, so we never went out the back. So I've actually never been that part of the track. But yeah, it's certainly Bath is one of a kind. But Coda, yeah, look, it's going to be interesting. But I'm kind of looking forward to because I've been here before and stuff like that. So one, I don't have to learn the track, which is kind of good.
Last question, David Malsher. Did I see your hand? No. Have you been to Indianapolis yet?
Yes, I went to the 100th running of the Indy 500. Went back to Carb Day a couple of years ago now. So yeah, I'm pretty pumped about that to drive in Brickyard.
Very good. All right, apparently you've got more for you to do. Good luck to you. We'll see you tomorrow.
Thanks very much for my first American press conference. Thank you.